We praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We praise Him and we thank Him for the opportunity to pray Jum'ah. And we thank Him for the opportunity to pray in one of His houses in this part of the world. We bear witness that there is no one worthy of worship except Allah. And we bear witness that Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is His servant and messenger. My beloved brothers and sisters, in preparation for the great holy month of Ramadan, we reflect today in a way that will make us, inshallah, very well prepared to benefit from the great month of Ramadan and benefit more than ever and show Allah the best of ourselves, as Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to do. Before the advent of Ramadan, the month of Ramadan, he would announce about it as if a great guest is coming, as if a great guest coming to visit us. And if you're expecting a guest coming, whether from overseas or someone from a very high status, you prepare, you do your best to make yourself ready, your house ready. Everything should look good. You want to honor that guest. And this is from Ikram al-Dayf. من كان يؤمن بالله واليوم الآخر فليكرم ضيفه. Whoever truly believes in Allah and in life after death, the day of judgment, he or she should be generous to his or her guests. So in that spirit of preparedness and preparation of this great month of Ramadan, the believer conditions himself, not only physically but also spiritually, not only in terms of place but also in terms of time, to receive this great month of Ramadan. قَدْ جَاءَكُمْ شهر رمضان. Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam would say, the month of Ramadan is coming to visit you. And this month, he said, فَأَرُوا اللَّهَ فِيهِ مِنْ أَنفُسِكُمْ خَيْرًا. So make sure you're ready. Make sure you're ready to show Allah the best of yourselves. So be ready to show Allah the best of yourselves. Let's say I am going to go for 100 meters competition. So when we used to be, in high school, at that time, and even university, we used to compete, 100 meters, 110 with hurdles. So we used to, but before we do that, you know how long it takes? 11, 12 seconds to do 100 meters. You cannot imagine how much preparation throughout the year we used to go through. And the coaching and the training and I'm sure many children and high schoolers are doing athletics and sports. How much preparation goes in for that? What? 12, 14, 15 seconds to run. But how many hours? You have to sleep a certain number of hours. You have to eat certain kind of food. You have to drink liquids. You have to take proteins. You have to condition yourself. For what? For that 14, 13, 12, if you're very good, 11 seconds competition. And this month of Ramadan, we think differently. The month of Ramadan means 30 days. And we say, okay, we're going to prepare only few days before Ramadan. The preparation of Ramadan happens in Rajab and Sha'ban. Why? So your body is ready for those who can afford to fast. Fast few days in Rajab, few days in Sha'ban. As Aisha reported that the Prophet ﷺ, she reported radiallahu anha that the Prophet ﷺ would fast a lot in Sha'ban to the point they thought that he fasted all of it. And he would eat in Sha'ban to the point that they believed that he didn't fast, which means he probably fasted half of Sha'ban. It conditions your body, conditions your mind. Why? so you can show Allah the best. If you're trained and then you do presentation, if you rehearse before presentation, you do good. But if you go straight, you may become nervous, you may not be able to do a good job. So Sha'ban is a preparation ground for Ramadan. Also, like I always say, if you're going to visit, you receive invitation from His Majesty the King or Her Majesty the Queen, and says, Mr. Muhammad, I would like you to visit our Saraya, our palace, okay, on so and so day. Tell me, you, how would you go? Would you go until the door and you step in the palace, then you start adjusting yourself? No. From home, you put good clothes. Before you put the clothes, you take shower. Then you look in the mirror and say, no, I need another shower. You fix your hair. Then you say, no, I need another. Maybe I should do 2 rounds of shampoo. Maybe I should take, and then you perfume yourself. Then you put your clothes and you change. Then you ask your spouse, do you think it looks good? Okay, change. And you ask your daughter, your son. And then you prepare yourself. Then you go and you check before you enter. This is the gate. Then you say, I have to check myself. Look in there in a mirror, and then you go inside. Subhanallah. This is how we prepare ourselves to meet Allah in the month of Ramadan. Rasulullah said, show Allah the best of yourself. But some of us, no, I'll go there and I'll prepare myself. You're not ready. You look shabby. You look bad. Your hair is, disheveled, and the way you look is not proper. You don't wait until Ramadan, then prepare yourself. Before you go into the palace called Ramadan, you get ready. That's why Sha'ban this month is a preparation. Now, what do we do in Ramadan? We do 2 kinds of fasting. We do what? 2 kinds of fasting. I need you to pay attention. Very important that you, if you come out of this Jum'ah, you remember these 2. Very, very important. There is physical fasting. I repeat, physical fasting in Arabic and Urdu also is called imsak. Remember that. In Arabic it's called imsak. Imsak from amsaka, yumsiku, imsakan, meaning to abstain. Example, Adam wa Hawa, Allah told them to fast by not eating from a specific tree. وَلَا تَأْكُلَ مِنْ هَذِهِ الشَّجَرَةِ. Do not eat from all the trees. I'm sure in Jannah there are millions and millions and billions of trees. He said eat from. Allah tested them with fasting specific, imsak. When Allah says don't do this, don't come close, that is called abstinence, imsak. Imsak. Do we remember that? From what? 3 things. They are physical: eating, drinking, and intimate intercourse. Because we are hungry, we are thirsty, and we are lustful. This is part of nature. Sexual desire, hunger, and thirst. Allah, out of His mercy, and Rasul forbade us to do Sawm al-Wisal. He said, لا توصلوا فإني أبيت عند ربي يطعمني ويسقين. When Rasul used to fast 3-4 days continuous, like some prophets, Isa alayhi salam fasted 40 days straight. We don't know if he had to fast only on food and he drank. We don't know. Nothing really is accurate. The Bible does not specifically mention, but it looks like Allahu A'lam. But Isa is Kalimatullah. He's the word of Allah. Ruhullah, the spirit of Allah. He can be fed. And Musa alayhi salam. But what we know is Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he used to fast continuous. He said to his ummah, do not do that, because he was special. Rasul was not like me and you. This is khususi, special. Anbiya'ullah, they're human beings, but they're not like me and you. They can go up to heavens. They can see angels. They can see jinn and human beings. They can talk and meet with Jibreel alayhi salam. Sometimes they talk to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as Musa spoke to Allah. وَكَلَّمَ اللَّهُ مُوسَى تَكْلِيمًا. These are beyond me and you. They are not like me and you. Don't say, oh, he was, astaghfirullah. Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was not like me and you. Know your limits. Behave. I heard some stooges talking like, oh, he was just a human being. What kind of human being are you talking about? Rasulullah, where is tawqir and ta'zeem and ijlal? Rasulullah was not like me and you. Can you go to heaven? Can you fast for 1 week with no food, no drink? Can you do this? No. Can you see the angels? Rasul is a human but special. He said, don't. So out of his mercy, Allah, knowing our physical needs, these 3 things he mentioned, as we will see later when we speak about Ramadan: do not eat, do not drink, and do not have sexual intercourse. These 3 are physical fast. What do we call physical fast in Arabic and Urdu? Imsak. What is it called? Imsak. Remember this word. Imsak in English, abstinence. What is the other fasting? Spiritual fasting. What is it called? Spiritual fasting. What do we call it in Arabic? Taqwa. It's called what? Taqwa. Now, do not say taqwa is fear of Allah. Now you understand why the translation that says taqwa is fear of Allah is wrong. Taqwa is consciousness. Consciousness of the borders and the limits of Allah. لعلكم تتقون يا أيها الذين آمنوا كتب عليكم الصيام. O you who believe, fasting is prescribed on you. كما كتب على الذين من قبلكم, as it was prescribed to those before you. Not the same way. Sometimes fasting by not talking, fasting by not eating meat or dairy products, or fasting by not doing things. Allah, for this ummah, He made kind of fasting, but it's limited for physical. And as it was prescribed to those before you, so you can gain taqwa. But at the end of the ayat of Ramadan, after everything, and Allah said it's okay, you can eat and drink at Maghrib time, and you can have your halal intercourse for the married people and this. Then He said, ليس عليكم جناح أن تبتغوا من فضلكم. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, كذلك يبين الله آياته للناس لعلهم يتقون. You see now? So what is my fast? Spiritual fast. Physical fast called imsak. Spiritual fast is called what? Taqwa. Clear? So fasting is 2 kinds. Physical for 3 things: food, drink, and sexual. And the other fast is spiritual / mental. Okay? من لم يدع قول الزور والعمل به فليس لله حاجة في أن يدع طعامه وشرابه. Whoever is not going to stop from lying and saying wrong things and accusing people and spreading namima and spreading rumors, Allah does not need him or her to fast. Allah does not need him, because his fasting might be physical but not spiritual. Example, this person in front of you here, if Allah takes the soul, it will be the same person, same weight, but no soul, no hayat, no life. So what's the use of a person like this? It'll be like a mannequin, like a robot with no electricity, just like a statue. So think of fasting, which does not have taqwa, is like, a doll. Doesn't talk, doesn't do nothing. So choose what kind of fasting. A fasting that has physical and spiritual components, or a fasting that is only physical. So the fasting person, that's why the person who's sick or old, has chronic disease, a pregnant woman, a traveler, any of these people Allah mentioned, that's why they are still fasting the spiritual fast. But they are not fasting the physical fast. Because the physical conditions that would allow me to fast from Fajr till Maghrib cannot be applied. They're not the same conditions as someone who has to take medicine every 2 hours, every 3 hours. Does the person who is sick or old or diabetic, who has ulcer in stomach, has some diseases or condition that requires food or medicine, does that person get the thawab, the reward, as the person who fasts? Yes, yes, yes. إنما الأعمال بالنيات. My intention, did I apply for having diabetes? Or did I apply to become pregnant? Or did I? You're a human being. This is Allah. This is not in your control. It is out of your control. And you should never be blamed for things that are out of control. When women have haid, the monthly period, and they don't pray, there is no qada. Why? Because she can't control it. Allah who gave her that. Allah, did she ask for it? Allah gave her that. Therefore, in her book, as if she prayed, it is written that she did her salat in spite of the fact that she did not pray. Why? Because when she does not have menses, she prays. Because it's not in her hand, subhanallah. Allah will not ask you something that is not in your hand. لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا ما آتاها. Allah will not demand from you except what He has given you. Therefore, she gets the reward. Now, why does she have to make up Ramadan? Although she makes up the month of Ramadan, she is considered as if she fasted. But Allah wants her to get the full reward of the month of Ramadan. She will make up later. فَعِدَّةٌ min ayyamin ukhar. It was not something she chose, or a person who's sick, who's diabetic, who has ulcer, who has some kidney complications, or has some cancer. Haram to ask this person to fast. As a matter of fact, he is a sinner, athim, if he fasts while he's not supposed to medically fast, because he's putting his body in danger. No, you have to fast when you can fast. That's why Allah emphasized on those verses, and I don't want to get into that. Do we understand now? But that woman who's pregnant, that man who's very old and frail and cannot fast, and that person who has to drink water, and that person who has to do, these people, they still have to fast spiritually. You cannot have a woman says, oh, well, I'm pregnant, now I can do my gossips. She can't. She has to fast. Because the fasting continues after Maghrib. We only eat and drink because the way Allah made us, we depend on food and drink. We have to nourish our bodies. But the spiritual fasting continues. And that's why we do different kind of ibadah. Qiyamul Layl, Quran, other things that are beneficial to our spirit. So fasting is not only physical, fasting is spiritual. And that's why the fasting person also does not talk ill, does not speak, not only lies, does not speak. These days, as you know, astaghfirullah al-azim, you go anywhere now, next these people outside, I hope, but I know in our masjid, I talk to the brothers and the non-Muslim guards, security guards, they tell me, these Muslims, a lot of them swear. I say, Muslims and swear? They say, we don't understand. Some are Christian. One of them is a priest, but he does parking for us on Friday. He said, I'm shocked. These people come in to pray Jumu'ah, and they tell us the 4 letters word. Can you believe a Muslim speaks like that? You need to fast, not only in Ramadan. Shame on those we are Muslims. We don't talk like others. Astaghfirullah. So person who swears. You go these days at work. You go places. People this. Every sentence. They have more of that. I don't want to mention this is in honor of Jum'ah, and I never uttered that word. But I'm saying you know what the 4 letters word. This, no adab, no consciousness. A Muslim does not. Why are Muslim, not all the Muslims unfortunately, but I hope all of us here, we do not say that because we're fasting. Our tongue is fasting. That's why Rasul says, فَإِن سَابَّهُ أَحَدٌ أو خاصمه أو شاتمه فليقل إني صائم. If a person wants to indulge you in quarreling, in speaking ill, he says this, and you don't do the same. Say, I'm sorry. I cannot go down to that level. I am fasting. This doesn't mean that when you're not fasting you can go to down there. You train yourself to keep your tongue in fasting. This is the fasting of the tongue, and that's why it is taqwa means you're fasting. That is called spiritual fasting, which we use throughout the year. نفعني الله وإياكم برمضان الكريم وبالقرآن الكريم ونفعنا الله وإياكم وفقنا للصوم الصيام الروحي والصيام الجسدي. May Allah enable us to fast this month of Ramadan, both the spiritual fast and the physical fast. May Allah make our akhlaq the best. May Allah make it a month of sabr, a month of husnul khuluq, a month of mahabba, a month of care and concern, a month of charity and ihsan. Ameen. Astaghfirullah. Innahu huwa al-ghafur rahim.